The wide receiver position is one of the most unique positions in the NFL. And the reason I say that, you could be the best wide receiver in the league. If you don't have a great quarterback to get you the football, then you're basically ineffective. But there's more to it than that. As a wide receiver, you've also got to have great chemistry with your quarterback. You've got to have respect for both the quarterback and the head coach. You've got to be in the right system to maximize your talents. Just look at elite wide receivers from the past and what's happened to some of them. Randy Moss. Randy Moss was the best receiver in the NFL when he was with the Vikings. He and Dante Culpepper had unbelievable chemistry. He goes to Oakland. It's a disaster. He resurrected his career with the Patriots a couple of years later. Now, why is that? Because it was the right fit. He respected Tom Brady. He respected Bill Belichick. He knew going in that he had a chance to win a Super Bowl in New England. Something that damn sure wasn't happening in Oakland. He knew that. So he was once again committed to football. For about 3 years, Odell Beckham was considered to be one of the top receivers in the NFL. Now, me personally, I never thought he was. I've never been a fan of Odell Beckham. To me, he's more of a highlight receiver than an impact player. Michael Thomas is an impact player. DeAndre Hopkins is an impact player. Odell Beckham is the guy that will make that amazing one-handed catch, but on a week-to-week basis, his impact on wins and losses is minimal. He made one unbelievable catch. I can't remember if it was his rookie season in 2014 or if it was the year after in 2015. I just remember it was on Sunday Night Football against the Cowboys. He made that one unbelievable catch, and it turned him into a household name. But other than that, if you look at the career of Odell Beckham, his production has declined each season he's been in the NFL. Yards per game, down every year. He had the quietest 1,000-yard season last year of any receiver in the league. I mean, let's be real. His first season in Cleveland was a disaster. The Giants, they could not wait to get rid of him. They were so tired of his antics, his temper, kicking the field goal net on the sideline, throwing his helmet when things weren't going his way, or he wasn't being utilized enough, that all the Giants asked in return for OBJ was an offensive lineman, Jabril Peppers, and 2 draft picks, number 17 and number 95. Now, to the Giants' credit, they got more in return for Odell Beckham than the number 1 bum in the league, Bill O'Brien, got for DeAndre Hopkins, but they likely would have taken less. Odell Beckham had been past the point of wearing out his welcome in New York. But when you think about it, the Giants really didn't get much in return for a star receiver. But this was a great trade for the Giants. Odell Beckham had missed 16 of 32 games the previous 2 years. They knew that he was injury prone, as the Browns are finding out the hard way right now. Odell Beckham, he was hurt all of last season, even though he played, and now he's out the rest of this year. Let me just put this in perspective for you, just to show you how badly the Giants wanted to get rid of Odell Beckham. They carried $19 million of dead cap money in 2019 just to let him go play in Cleveland. Basically, they ate $19 million just to get him the hell out of New York. Now, when the trade went down, fans of the Browns, they were elated. Baker Mayfield, he was excited. They were thinking that this guy was going to save the damn franchise. Remember the 2019 offseason? Odell Beckham and Baker Mayfield telling anyone who would listen that the Browns were a playoff team, that they were going to win the AFC North? Now, obviously, none of that happened. I feel like the addition of Odell Beckham actually hindered the development of Baker Mayfield. Actually, I know Odell Beckham coming to Cleveland hurt Baker Mayfield's development. All you got to do is watch the games, look at his numbers, and the case is clear. Baker Mayfield started 3 less games in 2018 than he did in 2019. He threw just 100 more yards passing in 2019, 7 more interceptions. Many of the mistakes that he was making is because he was trying to force the ball to Odell Beckham. He was trying to force their on-field chemistry. Completion percentage, down 4 points from 2018. Check this out. When Baker Mayfield is targeting Odell Beckham, he's got a quarterback rating of 72.4, 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Now, when he targets Rashard Higgins, he's got a 125.5 passer rating, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That is not a coincidence. Now, people that defend the Odell Beckham-Baker Mayfield pairing would point to the fact that they like each other. They're friends. But that doesn't mean anything. Being friends does not translate to wins on the field in the NFL. You either have chemistry or you don't. You either have rhythm or you don't. If you don't have it and you try to force it, your young quarterback ends up making mistakes that cost your team's games. Plus, Odell Beckham isn't exactly quiet when he's not being fed the football. When he's not being used, when he's not part of the game plan, he's going to let you and everyone else know about it. That is a lot of pressure to put on a young quarterback. Now, if this were Tom Brady or Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees that were playing in Cleveland, established veterans that could put Odell Beckham in his place, then it wouldn't be any big deal. Baker Mayfield is not at that level yet. He was more interested in placating Odell Beckham, making sure he was happy, making sure they were friends, instead of winning football games. And that's not a knock on Baker Mayfield. That level of leadership has to be learned over time, or it comes through winning. If you want to blame anyone, blame management in Cleveland for putting Baker Mayfield in this position in the first place. But Odell Beckham's not going to be a problem for Baker Mayfield going forward. Now, obviously, he's not going to be a problem this year. He's out for the season, tore his ACL. But I believe that Odell Beckham's days in Cleveland are numbered. I want to just come out and say that he's done with the Browns, but his contract situation makes that a little bit tricky. He's set to earn close to $16 million next season, with $13 million of that guaranteed now that he's hurt. See, if he's on the Browns roster on the third day of the NFL calendar year, it's fully guaranteed. He will be on the roster because he's not going to be able to pass a physical, which means that Odell Beckham's going to be uncuttable. The third day of the league year is in March. Now, how many of you guys are willing to bet that Odell Beckham's going to be able to pass a physical by that point? If you are, let me know, because I will gladly take your money. If Baker Mayfield shows signs of improvement the rest of this season without Odell Beckham on the field, I don't see any way that Kevin Stefanski is going to bring him back. I spent the majority of this video explaining to you guys why the Odell Beckham experiment in Cleveland has been a failure. We've talked about this several times on this channel. If Baker Mayfield and the Browns are gelling and they're playing well without him, Kevin Stefanski's not going to risk bringing back Odell Beckham and disrupting things in that locker room. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think Baker Mayfield is going to be much more comfortable running the offense without having to worry about getting Odell Beckham the ball, getting him involved. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know how critical I've been of Baker Mayfield. But I feel like this is his chance to flourish. And I do feel like he's going to be better. We could see real progression now in Baker Mayfield, which means Cleveland's going to do everything they can to trade Odell Beckham this offseason. And they're not going to get very much in return for him. He's coming off an injury. His contract, like I said, is going to be guaranteed. So any team willing to take him is going to pay him big money. And they're going to be uncertain if he will ever be able to give them the production that he gave the Giants early in his career. So any potential suitors for Odell Beckham aren't likely going to be willing to give up a lot to get him. But don't get it wrong. There will be a team in the NFL that it will be willing to take him off Cleveland's hands. Now, I don't want him in New Orleans, but there will be another one of the 30 NFL teams that will take Odell Beckham and give him another chance. Now, it might take a while. With the salary cap expected to decrease, teams are going to be careful in free agency. But eventually, the Browns will figure out a way to get rid of Odell Beckham, just like the Giants did. His days in Cleveland are numbered. All right, that's all for today. Hit that like and subscribe button. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Leave me a comment in the section below. Are the Browns going to find a way to get rid of Odell Beckham? Will Baker Mayfield be better without him on the field, or do you think the loss of Odell Beckham is going to hurt Baker Mayfield and the Browns this season? Let me know your thoughts. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. If you have any questions, a topic you'd like me to discuss, you can email me at BTLKC84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys next time.